Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how I recreated Young Nudi's Chucky inspired album cover. I'm going to be going over the products, the details, and show you exclusive video of how I created this look. So stay tuned for this video. The products that I used for this set, I am going to start with the brushes and then get into the acrylic paint and then the acrylic that I used on my nails and a couple of other things that I used for this set. So to start off, I used a size 6mm brush. This is an acrylic painting brush. You can find these on Amazon. You can find them in any local nail supply vendor. I personally got these off of Amazon. I wish I could find the link, but they no longer have that store up. So I don't have the exact link to these brushes, but it is a 6mm brush. And this brush right here was my cleaning brush. It is a size 2 brush, acrylic brush. You typically would use this for like 3D art and things like that, but a lot of my clients don't ask for 3D art, and I personally don't like 3D art, so I just turned it into a cleanup brush and also a paint brush. So this is a 3D acrylic brush. I call it a cleanup brush, paint brush, because that's what I use it for, but it is a 3D brush. And then I also went in with my 7 and my 11mm brushes. And these two brushes that you see here are by Marquette. So if you Google Marquette, you probably can find the brushes, but I can't find the exact vendor if you guys want to get very specific as to whom I bought it from. I don't have that vendor information, but if you Google Marquette brushes, you can definitely find them. So I also went in with Glam and Glitz in the color Christina. This is a very pigmented color, guys. I use this for the background of my set. It's very, very bright when you open the jar, but as you can clearly see in my set that it is very pigmented. It's very pigmented and it's very, very dark. So that is one thing I do like about Glam and Glitz. And one thing to keep in mind with Glam and Glitz is when you're looking at acrylic colors, keep in mind that it can be darker. So two other things that help me with my set are my art bowls and my palettes. So of course I have my water bowl, which you guys can find on my website. I use this bowl to clean my brushes and make sure that there's water right next to me. And then I also have my palette that you guys can find. You can find this in like an arts and craft store. You can find these pretty much anywhere. I purchased this for 5 cents because I have my license. So the nail vendor that I go to, they have like a world full of like supplies, guys. So I personally purchased this from my nail vendor. I had purchased a couple of other palettes before, and this one I particularly like. It has a certain coating on here which helps remove the acrylic paint a lot easier for me personally. So definitely do some research in palettes if you are getting into painting, so you can find which one is really good for the acrylic paint or whatever product that you are using. So I also went in for my pinky. Everybody was commenting and saying that they really liked the pinky of my set. So this is my glitter mix that I personally make. This contains about 12 different glitters inside this glitter mix here. You guys can find this on my website, Drippy Art World. You can find nail supplies. You guys can watch nail tutorial videos. Whole bunch of other things that are on that website, but this is the glitter mix that I used for my pinky of this set. It's really, really pretty and vibrant, guys. And I didn't even use a crystal clear acrylic. I just went in with my Young Nails clear acrylic that you guys always see here on my channel, and it really captures the glitter very nicely. So now I'm going to get into the acrylic paint of this video. I used a lot of colors. I typically use a lot of primary colors and I just mix colors together, but to make it easier and faster for myself, especially with clients, I went ahead and purchased a lot of Apple Barrel products, almost their entire brand. I do have some other brands that I do like to work with that have different effects with the acrylic paint, but the acrylic paint that I always use and rave about is Apple Barrel. So I'm going to get into the colors that I used for this set. So for the hair, I went in with Jack-O-Lantern by Apple Barrel, and I also mixed in some white. And I also mix in antique white to make the hair of the set. I mix those these three colors, excuse me, together.
Flag red, jack-o'-lantern, new shamrock, bright blue, two blue, fuchsia, territorial beige, golden sunset, light mocha, nutmeg brown, antique white.
Black or white. For this look, guys, I went ahead and did a lot of artwork with this acrylic paint, but what really made this artwork pop were the details, the scars on his face, his eyes, and the detail on his shirt, as well as the jean textured overalls that he wears. I really wanted to focus on the detail for those parts just because I knew that this artwork was going to be very large. I wanted to focus on a lot of details. So for my artwork, guys, when it came to the hair portion of this set, it was very easy to do. I know that it looks very difficult as to the details from the hair streaks on this side where it looks like straight hair compared to the dreadlocks, just like the album cover. The way that you guys would be able to achieve the look is just by the technique of the strokes of the brush that you're using. So for the hair, I did mix a couple of colors together to get these little different streaks in his hair, and also on his dreadlocks, I went in and mixed a little bit of white in the black to make little highlights for his dreads. Again, I used a different technique when doing his hair on each side of his head. Here you guys can see I kind of painted an outline of what Chucky's head was like, and then I went in and filled in the hair from both side, left and right. And I also started with the left side with the blonde hair first, just because I wanted to make sure that I gave it enough room for the black dreads on the other side, so it is easier working from one side to another than back and forth and filling in hair. So when it comes to painting, guys, it was very, very tedious as to how to achieve the hair portion of this set. But honestly, when it comes down to it, it's all about the technique and how you hold your brush when you are making acrylic painting designs on nails. You have to be very steady-handed so you can get very, very detailed. For instance, in his scars on his face, the details of the dreadlocks, and the details of the straight hair on his left side of his face. So here also you see on his t-shirt and things, guys, you're like, what is going on with the line work? I'm pretty sure. So what you can use is an 11mm brush. It's a longer, excuse me, haired brush, and it's easier for longer streaks. So for instance, a 6mm brush has a smaller hair tip. It has a shorter hair, excuse me. So it would be very hard for me to do line work very straight across with a 6mm brush, but using an 11mm brush that has a longer brush hair, it's easier to keep a consistent straight long line across the artwork. So different tools are used for different types of line work and artwork and things like that, guys. Once you guys learn the basics to art brushes, you'll get an idea of how to start painting. I feel like this set was very, very easy. It's maybe like a medium. I feel like the set is very easy to do once you have your techniques down. As long as you have a steady hand and you have the right tools to use, you will be able to paint something like this. And you have to be patient with yourself as well. Guys, just do some simple artwork research into brushes, styles, and techniques, and you guys can definitely be painting like this. I will be offering nail classes on my Patreon very soon. I am launching my Patreon for nail art videos November 30th. 30th, 2020. So if you guys are interested in watching and learning how to do artwork just like this, I will be having my Patreon where you guys can learn and watch how to do some acrylic artwork. I still will be doing artwork here on my YouTube channel. Don't worry guys, like this is where I started. You guys will still see the same type of artwork like you see here right now in this video. My artwork, my encapsulation videos, I will not forget about you guys. But for those that are interested in learning more into acrylic nail art and want to use that skill, definitely stay tuned for announcements for my Patreon that launches November 30th. I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video next time.